Okay, welcome back to the next iteration here of some LeetCode problem solving. Today we're going to be working on the longest common prefix problem. I don't remember what the acceptance rate was for this, but it's got almost 19,000 upvotes or likes at this point, so it should be a good problem to solve. Let's go right into it. It is an easy problem, so write a function to find the longest common prefix amongst amongst an array of strings. If there is no common prefix, return empty string. Sorry, I'd pause there. I'm just coughing up a storm right now. So for example, one here, we have input of strings, flower, flow, flight. Output is FL. So what that tells us is that we're looking for again, it says prefix, so it doesn't matter. If these things don't match up initially, then you return an empty string. So in this case, dog, race car, car. See how none of them, it doesn't output anything, even though like, car and car match here. Oops, wrong button. It doesn't really matter. So again, prefix means what's happening at the beginning of the word here. So what we're gonna want to do here is go ahead and start off our thing. So what we're gonna want to do here is create a string builder, and you'll see why. Equals new string builder. This is because we want to build out our string over time, because you never know what the prefix will be. It could be long, it could be short, it could be nothing. So in a case where it's nothing, you just want to return an empty string here. So and then next we want to do is we want to do arrays dot sort, and then the string arrays here. The reason we want to do this is because arrays dot sort in this case for a thing of strings, what it's gonna go ahead and do is it's gonna go ahead and sort it alphabetically. So if they have a common prefix, they're all gonna be sorted a certain way, and we want to do this for one reason, and that's the main reason is so we don't have to go through and check every what do you call it, like every string in our array of strings here, and you'll see why in just a second. So in here we can go ahead and say, I don't know, string, if I can spell that right, string s1 equals strings 0 index, the first index, and then we do a string s2 equals something like str, and then we do str's dot length -1 to get the last index. So if you really want to call this like first and this one last, I'm just calling it s1 and s2. Do whatever it is you want. So the next thing we're going to do here is create a for loop. So we're going to do for int I equal to 0, I less than, and this is kind of where you can kind of put it in the for loop, or you can create another variable itself, which is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new variable here, and we're going to call it int, what do I want to call it here? Shortest length. How about that? Equals math dot min. Then we're going to do s1 dot length, and then s2 dot length. That's what we'll do there. We'll take this shortest length here, do I less than shortest length. And then we should also subtract this by 1. And that's because it'll you want to do the -1, because if you don't, you'll out of index if the entire word were to match, for example, which it could. I don't think it will, but we'll see. So from here we'll do I++, our typical for loop standards here. Then from here we're gonna go ahead and start indexing. So we'll do if we can do if s1 dot car at I doesn't equal s2 dot car at I. In this case, we know that they don't equal each other, and we'll go ahead and just return sb dot, I think it's build. I think build's the method we're looking for. And then if not, we'll just go ahead and do sb dot append. We can do just s1 dot car at car, whatever you want to call it, I. Go ahead and do that. And then if we do get all the way to the end, like let's say everything equals each other, we'll never hit this return statement. So now we'll just return sb dot build. So from this point, we can go ahead and submit this. Or let's run it first. I'm slow today. See where I did wrong here. Can't find symbol. So I think it wants the method version. Go ahead and run that. File layer sb dot build. Why? What's the variable of SB of type string builder 2 errors? What's the method called? All right, I got confused there. It's just not build, it's just toString. Had to look that one up. Forgot what it was. Then this one should now build at least. And it runs. It's accepted. So in this case, you got the flow, flower, flout like we saw here. And then here is the same thing as this. So we got the correct output. Let's go ahead and submit this. Ooh, a wrong answer. So input A, output expected A. Interesting. Okay, so we need to add maybe complexity. str's length -1. Yeah, so we should, in theory, be is this mine? Yeah, it is. I wonder what's the problem here. Okay, so I know the problem is not getting our math.min. I think it might be the -1 part that's giving us trouble. Maybe I thought about that wrong. Yep, that works. Cool. So the runtime is pretty much as good as I can get. In this case, like I get submitted again and I won't get 1 millisecond. I get 0, for instance, or 2. I think it might have jumped up a little bit there. I'm not really sure, but anyway, yeah, this is a solution. We'll just walk through it real quick. So we have string 1 is set to the first index. After we sort this, because again, it gets sorted by in alphabetical order. We grab the first one, we grab the last one, because everything in between that should line up. If it doesn't, we know we don't have anything with a common prefix anyway. So that's why I'm looking at 2 strings instead of every string in the entire array. Here we're grabbing the shortest length. We're minimizing using the math, getting the minimum value between the first and the second one. I know for one of them we saw there's only 1 string in the array. In this case, S1 and S2 would be the same thing. So it would still just return whatever length that is for them. From there, we'll go through a for loop. We make sure we don't, go over where we should. And from there, we check the characters at the certain index. If they don't if they're not equal to each other, we know we're done building the string if we have anything at all. Because again, we just initialize it here. So if the first characters don't match, then we just return a empty string. And if they do match, so they are equal, we just append it here and then just keep going through. And then if we get through like an entire word, for example, and this for loop finishes, we come down here and just return the string builder. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Link to this and other things will be in the comments below. If you or a friend is learning Java, I also have a course that I do on Udemy. It's very short and sweet and to the point. Much like these videos, I go on explaining it, but just check it out if you're interested, or if you have a friend that's interested, send it over to them. And I explain a lot of things over there. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.